Federal government officials meet FG today. Now let's hear what that is saying. The Nigerian Labour Congress on Sunday lamented the devastating impact on the forex crisis on the economic and demanded urgent stabilization of the naira. The NLC president Joe Ajero, who said this in a statement on Sunday, blamed government officials' love for foreign luxury products for the free fall of the national currency. You will get more of that on Punch newspaper this morning. Yes, still on Punch newspaper this morning. Lagos begins demolition of Ikoyi structures near drainage. Lagos begins demolition of Ikoyi structures near drainage. The Lagos state government will today, Monday, begin the removal of perimeter fence within 2 meters of drainage channels on the Norman Williams Awolowo and Ribado Road in the Ikoyi area of the state. The State Ministry of Environment and Water Resources, in a statement on Sunday, said the exercise comes after expiration of the grace period given to the property owner in the affected area. Yes, you get more of that from the Punch newspaper this morning. On Punch newspaper this morning, we have it that Oyebanji approved 136 million naira car loan for 358 workers. Oyebanji approved 133 million naira car loan for 358 workers. And the story says the Ekiti government, the Ekiti state governor, Mr. Abiodun Oyebanji, has approved the disbursement of 136.26 million naira as a car loan to 368 civil servants in the state. The Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Akin Oyebode, said amounts ranging from 80,000 naira to 1.5 million naira will be disbursed to the beneficiary of the loan scheme, depending on their grades level. You'll get more of this news from the Punch newspaper this morning. Now, another story has it that stay out of politics. Diddy tells Bayelsa monarchs. Stay out of politics. Diddy tells Bayelsa monarch. The governor of Bayelsa State, Diddy, has advised traditional rulers in the state to stay out of partisan politics. He said they were free to host and pray for politicians, but they should not take side. You can read more of that story coming from Punch this morning. On the business headlines coming from Punch this morning, the headline says Nigerians spend three four three forty 340.8 million dollars forex on education in 6 months. CBN. Nigerians spend $340.8 million forex on education in 6 months. CBN. Now let's take what it has to say. Nigerians seeking admission to foreign universities spends $340 million to fund their application between January and June 2023. Findings by the Punch have shown these figures is according to the Central Bank of Nigeria's data on the amount spent on education services under the sectoral utilization for transaction valid for foreign exchange. You can get more of this on the business angle of the newspaper for this morning. And on the sports page of the Punch, Rob. LeBron James with champion that's the page of this morning on their sports light. Yes, moving on now to Daily Trust newspaper for this morning, for the 30th of October 2023, and the lead story has it that Nigeria Daily, how Japa syndrome can be stopped. How Japa syndrome can be stopped. Many Nigerians are fleeing the country in search of better life, and the phenomenon known as Japa syndrome has been ongoing for a long time and shows no sign of stopping. Why are so many people leaving Nigeria? What will make them stay? That you can get more from today's Daily Trust newspaper. Yes, still on Daily Trust this morning. One of the top story that was well written says pay rise. FD yet to pay 79.3 billion peculiar allowance 7 months after. Pay rise. FD yet to pay peculiar. FD yet to pay 79.3 billion peculiar allowance 7 months after. 7 months after the federal government approved the peculiar allowance for staff of the consolidated public service structure, its payment is being delayed due to its payment is being delayed a total number of 144,766 federal civil servants under the consolidated public service structure are expected to benefit from the peculiar allowance, which is 40% of annual consolidated salary. The government has approved the peculiar allowance with a view to cushion the effect of rising inflation, increase in transportation fare, and electricity tariff on civil servants. For more on this story, please get the rest from the Daily Trust this morning. On the political reports for this morning, coming from Daily Trust, I am in Bayelsa governorship race to demystify money politics. Labour candidates. The governorship candidate of the Labour Party in Bayelsa State, Engineer Udeng Eradiri, has said that is aspiring to become the governor of the state to rescue it from bad governance, noting that with the growing grassroots support his campaign has received so far, it will demystify money politics come the November 11 polls. You can get more of that news from Daily Trust of this morning. And still on Daily Trust this morning, Kogi youth to Tinubu, INEC, make our vote count. Kogi youth to Tinubu, INEC, make our votes count. A cross-section of youth from Kogi State on Sunday appealed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to ensure a credible exercise during the forthcoming gubernatorial election in the state. They specifically call on the president to prevail on the security agencies and the electoral umpire to conduct the exercise in a manner that upheld the principle of freedom, fairness, and credibility. You can get more of that news from Daily Trust this morning. The next newspaper for review this morning is our regular online newspaper, penpushing.com. Is one of the most reliable, credible, and objective online newspaper platform. They are professionals and well groomed journalists with utmost respect for journalistic experts or ethics. And they have their headlines quickly because time has fast spending. Don't ask me for financial support for burial ceremony. Nigerian lawmaker tells constituencies. Then we have another writer there that said another very fantastic report that newspaper is bringing up this morning. He said Iyalode Yoruba land Alaba Lawson is dead. Iyalode of Yoruba land Alaba Lawson is dead. And we also have it that Iyalode Governor Abiodun visit family, pledges government support. Governor Abiodun visit family, pledges government support for befitting burial. You can get more of that news coming from our online reliable support from Pen Pushing newspaper online. And we will be right back. Straight to one of our reliable newspaper this morning, which is Blueprints newspaper. Oyinoyi of Ibira land, Ado Ibrahim buried in Okene. Oyinoyi of Ibira land, Ado Ibrahim buried in Okene. The remains of Oyinoyi of Ibira land, Alhaji Ado Ibrahim, have been buried in Okene, Kogi State. Ibrahim's remains were laid to rest at about 8:40 p.m. on Sunday, according to Islamic Rite. The secretary of Ibira Traditional Council, Alhaji Salisu Sule, told newsmen that the burial could not hold earlier due to unforeseen challenges as the corpse left Abuja late and only to arrive in Okene around 6:45 p.m. You can get more of this news coming from Blueprint newspaper this morning. Yes, I am sure you want to agree with me that our newspapers this morning have reported so many news that are fantastic. You can see those are coming from our economics, those are coming from decisional, from government, and the rest of them. And you can pick all of this newspaper and get details of them. And as we always do on 93.7 here, to engage our super citizen, we bring our analysts, in-house analysts, to come help us details some of the opine or what this newspaper are trying to say. I have in the house with me our in-house analyst and public affair commentator, a seasoned journalist and media consultant, Mr. Salmon Salame. You are welcome to Newspaper Review this morning.
Thank you very much, presenter, for having me, and thank you very much, our mammoth listeners, citizen listeners.
Thank you. You are welcome. Yes, Mr. Salami, let's start with NLC threatening to boycott today's review meeting with FG. What do you have to say about that? And what is that for the interest of Nigeria and the good citizen of this country?
Well, thank you very much, the presenter. I want to start by appreciating the Nigerian media. We've been saying it that the press in Nigeria is a very, very vibrant one. Not only that, they are very, very patriotic, and they are sticklers for journalistic ethos, and we should commend them for their professionalism. The NLC federal government pally that's supposed to hold today with a view to appraising and reviewing the MOU to know how far they have gone since the MOU was signed, agreed upon and signed. It is a very sad news to hear that the NS is threatening not to attend, and that if they will attend, that the Honorable Minister of Labour, Simon Lalong, the former governor of Plateau State, should not attend. Well,
what do you think led to that decision?
The only thing I can say now is this: whatever decision that we had to the growing poverty and the hardship in the land should please not be taken. While taking any decision, we should factor in the common man, and we should not forget the unintended consequence of whatever decision we take. I'll plead with the NLC. I will plead with the federal government that in whatever they do, let the interest, the welfare and well-being of the common man, the Nigerians who are struggling every day and night to eke out a living, let their interest prevail.
Yes, their interest of Nigeria is should prevail, because that's the best way we can handle this thing and better. And but the National Industrial Court in Owerri has issued an interim injunction restraining labor from embarking on this strike. Please, let's get more of that news from that place. What other area do you want to analyze for us this month, Mr. Salami?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Presenter. The injunction from the courts have been there. I just pray that they will allow the rule of law to prevail, because democracy essentially depends on the observation of the rule of law. Let us have respect for the courts and the rule of law. Wherever there is no rule of law, there is no democracy, because to deepen democracy, there is the need for respect for the rule of law. I will quickly touch on some political stories, which is very, very important to deepening our democracy in this country.
All right, sir.
And this has to do with what Engineer Eridiri, the gubernatorial candidate of Labour Party, said. He said that it's in this race to demystify governance and to stamp out money politics. Engineer Eridiri is the gubernatorial candidate of Labour Party in Bayelsa State, and the election will hold on the 11th of November, alongside the elections in Kogi and Imo State,
respectively.
it is satisfying and gratifying to note that we now have some of our candidates, gubernatorial candidates, whose sole aim of being in politics is to serve the people. And I want the people of Nigeria to know that politics is not about money. Politics is about service to the people. I will also let our people know that transformational leadership and not transactional leadership is what we need in this country today. We need leaders who will change our status quo, who will change our life for the better, and who will not add more to our problem, who are not in politics for aggrandizement, for their selfish interest, who are like the leaders we heard in the 60s. We had the likes of Nnamdi Azikiwe. We had the likes of Ahmadu Bello. We have the likes of Baba Obafemi Awolowo. These were leaders. Why is it that our people cannot or will not follow the footsteps of these consummate politicians and veritable role models? This is the way to go. We need leaders who will be in politics to serve the people, because after all, what is politics? Politics is just the avenue to serve the common man. Selfless service is the essence.
Okay, please, I think this one is also important since we are talking about the politics. Oyebanji approved about 136 million naira car loan for workers in that state. Now, if you look at Nigeria yearning, complaining about the National Assembly buying about is it 140 million naira jeep for themselves, and at the same time this one is also coming. Would we say that this one is about 80 to 136 million naira? Would we say that all these our governments are in the right direction with the car buying for themselves?
Well, yes, it's the welfare and well-being, to take care of the welfare and well-being of workers. It is good, but a situation whereby workers will get either 80,000 naira or 1.5 million, 80,000 naira, 1.5 million. Let us look at it. And when we have been hearing, even though not yet confirmed, that members of the National Assembly are about having a vehicle of about 160 million per person, it is not yet confirmed, and we do not dwell on speculation here. So I will not say much more than that. The only one I will take again is the Kogi use to Tinubu, to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and INEC, that they should make their votes count. It is important, it is necessary that votes should count. In fact, it is the essence of democracy. After all, what is democracy? Government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It is the people who should decide the person to preside over their affairs. It is then and not until then that we can say that we have a functional democracy. The centerpiece of democracy is the people. The sovereignty belongs to the people, the power belongs to the people, and not necessarily the courts. The people should elect their leaders and not necessarily the courts
who they wish to lead them. Okay. So, I think we should also talk about the governor that is asking the traditional monarchs to stay out of politics. And then sometimes I do look at it that these governors, when problem comes, they resort back to all of these traditional rulers. But when it comes for them to do something about political leadership, they say they should go away. How do you want to marry this together, sir?
Monarchs cannot stay out of politics. In fact, we are political animals. Human beings are political animals. We will always be in politics. What I would rather advise is that monarchs should not engage in partisan politics. But they should not be partisan, since they are the custodians of our culture and all their subjects are their children. And these children, they belong to so many parties, different parties, and that is why you should not have a preference, because where your children belong to different parties, all you should do is wish them well and let the choice of the masses of the people, let it prevail. Let me quickly talk about this story on from pen pushing online newspapers. We always review pen pushing online newspapers simply because it's one of the most credible newspapers available and one of the most credible online newspapers. They do not engage in fake news. There are others. Real news too is good, but we want to review, and we will continue to review, online newspapers that do not sensationalize, that do not publish fake news. And of course, we know those who are very, very factual in their reportage. Pen pushing newspaper, pen pushing online newspaper is one of such online newspapers. And the one that catches my attention is the one where a lawmaker said that do not come to me for money,
for burial.
If the money is for burial, go and bury the dead person, your dead person, and I will not do that. And I think that it makes a lot of sense.
Yes,
it makes a lot of sense, because it is a waste. A dead man is a dead man. We know that we as Africans, we respect our dead people, and we always want to give them a befitting burial as a sign of respect for their passage. But then let us be moderate about it. Then again, the demise of Chief Mrs. Alaba Lawson,
the yellow day of
Yoruba land, is a very sad and unfortunate one. We will take we will just thank God for her life. She lived a fulfilled life, and may Almighty God grant him eternal rest.
So let's take it alongside with Oyinoyi of Ibiraland that was buried yesterday after.
Yes, we are really, really thankful for the life of His Excellency, His Royal Majesty Ado Ibrahim, the Oyinoyi of Ibiraland. He was a respected statesman. He lived well. He served his God. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him Al-Jannah of Firdaus.
Amen, and to all the dead ones. And let's quickly look at the former president Buhari, saying that losing P and ID cases will have cost Nigeria about $15 billion US. What do you have to say about that?
Well, the process and industrial development saga scam was a terrible one, and it's a good development that the country won that case at the end of the day, because the case will have cost us a lot of money, and it will have dented, if it has not to some extent dented, the image of this country, because it was a contract that was a contract that was it was a deal. It was a scam. The deal was a scam, and the contract was shrouded in so many secrecy and illegalities. I will rather plead with the government that those who are involved in this scam should be brought to book,
should be brought to go.
They should not be spared. They should be brought to book.
Okay,
as a deterrent.
Our super listeners, our super citizens, it's time for you to join on this program and join us in whatever you think you want to chip in, and quickly let me read out the numbers. I know majority of you have it, but 0903 2229 797 and 0818 2222 206. I'll take it again. 0903 2222 2229 797 0818 2222 206. You can call us and tell what angle do you want to contribute, and then make your contribution count. Yes, sir. What?
Yes, I want to take this opportunity to speak on what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu told the German visitor,
and
the German leader, about investment, that business obstacles to go.
Yes, he assured them.
He is somebody that we believe will make the business environment conducive for investors, both local and the international business investors. We need investment. We need foreign investors to come to Nigeria, and the government should make this happen by making business environment conducive, by removing so many obstacles. And we know that the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will, God willing, achieve this, because he's a man who knows what to do when it comes to fixing the economy, and we pray that he will do it fast for the betterment of our country.
Yes, he will do it fast for the betterment of our country. And super listeners, super citizens of this country, it's time for you to join. As I said earlier on, the line is open though, and I can see so many people trying to call us, but the line is just dropping. But I think it's all right now. You can call on 0903 2229 797 0818 2222 206, and Mr. Salami has been doing justice to this. And quickly, I want us to go on spot where the other guy said he was robbed. What did you think about that? He actually knocked the guy down, and we have a caller now. Let's quickly get what super listeners. You are welcome to our program, newspaper review this morning. What's your name and where you calling from? Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Clement from Araba.
Can you please speak a little bit louder?
Clement from Araba.
Okay, Clement, Mr. Clement from Araba. So, how do you want to contribute this morning?
I greet me, Salam in the studio. You see, my concern mostly is this P&ID contract that our former president talked about. You see, the problem we have in Nigeria is this. And I want to ask, is it possible to have a media reform? Because, see, I have been saying this thing right from the time I realized that our media are not really helping matter. Because, see, I have been saying this, and I said, if this country is going to make progress, media contribute 99.9% of it. And if the country is going to go down, it is the same thing. You get my point?
Yes, we are with you.
I have been listening to other conventional media here and there. All you hear is that as if the country is about to even collapse. Nothing is preaching in this country.
Wow.
I don't really get it. You get my point? See, okay, 8 years of Buhari, we thought that maybe before Buhari even finish, Nigeria will have even end completely. You understand? I don't even understand what is happening in our media sector. And I'm sorry to say this, the majority of people who are promoting all this kind of backwardness is just from one section of this country. What is the problem? I think I even see some people as a distraction to Nigeria, and in fact, I think it's high time, if it is restructuring that will help this country, let's go for it. You get my point?
Yes, we got your point. Thank you very much.
This morning, the way we are doing, the way we talk, the way we do things in this country, honestly, is no longer helping us. Thank you. Have a good day.
And thank you very much, Mr. Salami.
I don't quite agree with what he has said. Rather, the media is the one sustaining this country. They have been beaming their searchlight on the activities of the government. They've been holding the government accountable to the people. It is the people who should now take over. The media will just let you know, inform you, and educate you. It is now left for the people. In fact, without the media, I don't think.
Hello, sorry, we have another caller on the line. Hello, what's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Kennedy.
Hello, I can't hear you. Can you please speak louder?
This is the voice of Kennedy.
Voice of Kennedy.
It's Kennedy calling from Karo.
From where?
Karo.
Okay, Mr. Kennedy, good morning. What's your conclusion? You have to make it.
Thank you very much. I want to applaud the media. I just want to tell them thank you. The media has been updating us. They've been helping us to know the things happening in this country. They've been able to tell us everything, virtually everything, depending on the angle you are seeing it. But to me, I just want to applaud them, because if not for the media, I wouldn't know certain things about the country, certain things about the economy, certain things that have been happening in our country. So I just want to say you people are doing a very good job.
Thank you very much.
The truth of the matter is that you don't expect 100%, but I know where I get reasonable information, and then I want to applaud you. And talking about the judgment, the Supreme Court judgment,
I'm with you.
I don't expect everybody to be happy. The losing side would always have something to say, even if it was a bill or article that the Supreme Court declared want to have something to say. But there is one thing that gives me comfort, that I'm a Nigerian, a full-grown Nigerian,
okay,
that believe in Nigeria, and then believe in the principles of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr.
But I just want us to know that in as much the court has declared a winner, there is nothing we can do. It's just for us to dance around him, put our hands together, and push Nigeria forward.
Yes, let's.
Nigeria, one love.
Thank you very much.
Every positive thinking Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution. We just have to leave it there because of our time. Thank you so much. Mr. Salami, this super caller has just told us the angle just you are talking about. Don't you think in about 30 seconds, sir, that the other first caller was trying to say that some of them are just giving a lot of fear, pushing a lot of fear out of, so we need to curtail it. Is that not what he's trying to say, sir?
Well, I don't know what is in his mind, but then I still believe too that there are some media outfits that are not really reporting the way they should. This profession is regulated,
and it has ethics.
There are ethics, there are do's and don'ts, and the incidence of fake report is prevalent. We need to stamp it out.
Yes, we need to stamp it out. And Super Citizen, that's why you need to continue to listen to 93.7 FM, where we give you the best. We try to hit it and balance the stories. And don't go to where you get the one that will frighten you off as if your country is blown off. And watch out for fake news. Those who are just there to report the opposite, even if the news is accurate. So, therefore, we will leave it at this juncture here today to move on to other programs. As I tell you, we have lots of information to pass out from this radio, so you stay tuned with us. So I want to thank you, Mr. Salman Salami, for coming for your erudite position that you always give us. Thank you so much. And
thank you very much.
All right, that's much we can take because of our time, our first spending. And join us tomorrow, same time, 7 a.m., where we'll be reviewing newspapers on whatever is going on in the polity of Nigeria. I remain Okikiola Cousin. Thank you. Join us later.